Hi, this is Buzz Allen for the Propaganda Game, and this is the third video in the series on techniques used in the various sections of the game. Today we're talking about techniques of irrelevance. There are 9 techniques in Section C, the technique on irrelevance. They are appearance, manner, degrees and titles, numbers, status, repetition, slogans, technical jargon, and sophistical formula. In the technique of appearance, the appearance of a person or thing is made to be the basis of our acceptance or rejection, without any critical thought that this appearance might be a deceptive indicator of value. In this vintage ad for a product called Wait On, there's a beautiful, scantily clad woman saying, "Why be skinny? Come on and enjoy life. Drink Wait On." What's ironic about this ad, according to current day standards, is most people would be promoting products to take weight off. But in any case, the appearance of the model and the appeal to physical appearance of the users clearly uses this particular technique of propaganda. The technique of manner involves a situation where a person's manner of behaving is made to be the basis of our either acceptance or rejection of them, again without any thought to what the real indicators of value would be. Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxing champions ever, and he was probably the greatest of self-promoters as well. He adopted a manner of absolute bombastic proclamation that I am the greatest. And because he was so loud and so firm in asserting this, many people watched his fights hoping that he would be humbled. It was actually just a stroke of genius, this particular approach he took. He actually was a fairly humble man and certainly a deep thinker in many regards. He achieved many, many things besides simply his prowess in the ring. But this is a good example of a highly successful approach of propaganda based on manner. For the degrees and titles technique, we will buy or believe out of respect for the degrees or titles attached to people who are attempting to persuade us to buy or accept a proposition. Again, in this vintage ad, as your dentist, I would recommend Viceroys. As your health provider, please buy these highly cancerous and addictive products and use them as often as possible. With the technique of numbers, we are expected to buy or believe because of the large numbers associated with a product or a proposition. This popular Facebook meme says, 8 million Jehovah's Witnesses don't salute the flag. 200,000 Amish don't stand up for the national anthem. One black man kneels respectfully and all hell breaks loose. Now you know why he's kneeling. Clearly, the juxtaposition here of the millions and hundreds of thousands of people of conscience who do not approach saluting the flag or standing for the national anthem in a traditional fashion are juxtaposed against one black man respectfully protesting police brutality, and we've all seen the reaction that this caused. A good example of using numbers to promote a particular idea. Technique of status. People or objects that we have a strong sense of respect or esteem for are used to promote or endorse a product that we are asked to buy or believe in. Classic example, having Shaq promote Icy Hot. Because we respect his basketball prowess and he's a role model for many kids looking up to a proficient player, we should buy this product whenever we have sore muscles. The technique of repetition is used by basically tying into the fact that human beings respond to an idea or product when they see it very often. This store is announcing a sale, not with one sign, not with 2 or 3, but with about 14 different signs plastered all over every single bit of their storefront. Again, using technique of repetition to draw our attention. A slogan is a short, meaningful catchphrase, or it could be a sentence, intended for the general public, and it's designed to really terminate thoughtful thinking in order to promote us to take action in favor of the slogan maker. And even if the only thing that happens is that we have a more favorable response to the slogan, then the technique is successful. Donald Trump's use of "Make America Great Again" was certainly using a slogan based on warm patriotic feelings towards our country to try and get people to feel favorable about him. If one stops to think about it, it's not really clear when exactly this golden age for America was that we should be getting back to, but the slogan worked and is very popular. Technical jargon is the use of highly technical language or long, unfamiliar words, whether they're real in the dictionary or even ones that are made up, used for the purpose of impressing people. In this cartoon, Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, is shown saying, this tax cut will remove the intrusive, overreaching impediment to the free exercise of your entrepreneurial zeal. The patient turns to the nurse and says, "What's he talking about?" And she says, "Your health coverage." So obviously this was a cartoon that came out around the time that Republicans in the House and Senate were seeking to change health care coverage for millions of people. And the use of politispeak and long, jam-packed words full of jargon was making fun of the tendency of politicians to do that tactic often in public. Sophistical formula. A sophistical formula is used when we want to shut off or close down an argument by using an old popular maxim or phrase or saying. But when there's a controversy and arguments are being given on both sides, it should be settled on its own terms on the basis of reasonable arguments, not on the merits of some proverb. James Watt was appointed Secretary of the Interior by the Reagan administration and led what was one of the more controversial administrations, which was wiping out a lot of the protections for the environment. He justified this in testifying before Congress by saying, "We don't have to protect the environment. The second coming is at hand." Obviously referring to St. John's clarion call, "The kingdom is at hand," in saying that we do not have to have earthly stewardship over the resources of our planet. This completes the sections in Section C. We will take one more look at an example of no technique. Not every recitation of degrees or titles is in fact a propaganda technique. If someone at a college lecture was to introduce a presentation by saying, "Tonight we'll be considering the impact on public awareness about environmental science from the writings of 3 famous biologists, Rachel Carson, the author of Silent Spring and the Sea Around Us, recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Jane Goodall, the UN Messenger of Peace, primatologist and the world's foremost expert on chimpanzees, and Stephen Jay Gould, Harvard professor, MacArthur Fellow, and the Darwin Wallace Medal winner and prolific author." In this case, the listing of people's titles and achievements are appropriate for providing a basis for presenting their views in an academic lecture. This is not a question of an irrelevant recitation of titles and degrees to pump some product that is unrelated. So this is an example of no technique.